Happy Tuesday, my friends. Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. We are here at day number 2 for our morning motivation 6 a.m. segment. Today, I've got my business journal and I've got my journal, my personal journal. And today, I want to go over some routine with you. And then we're going to do the same thing we did yesterday. I'm going to get you into some content. I'm going to share some of, we got Pete Vargas today. He's going to talk to us about a signature talk a little bit. And man, I'm just excited. I get up 5 a.m. I've already done my entries. And today I talked about gratitude, my friends. Gratitude is critically important because if I don't focus on gratitude and my mind can go into some other places, I'm embarrassed to say it, but it can go to some weird places. I know a lot of it comes from my childhood. Now, I get it. I'm beyond that at this point, but yet there's still some stuff that's there. So I have to write out my gratitude list every morning. I write out the things that I'm grateful for, and I focus and I spend time every morning. The first thing I do after I get up, do my prayers, is I spend time with my journal and my gratitude. And then I look at my goals. These are my goals right in here. I have my goals all written out for the year. I have an income goal for every day. I have an annual income goal. I have the ways that I'm going to hit those goals. Every day I spend the time and I look through it. I have health goals. I have family goals, vacation goals. I need more fun goals. Right. But I do have, go-kart racing. I smoke a cigar once a month, but I don't know. I never smoke anyway. So I used to smoke cigars. Now I've got some buddies that go out and smoke cigars. Maybe I'll just go hang out with them, but not smoke, just because it gets me out. But yeah, these are the types of things that I have to remind myself. Like I have to look at this because I forget. I forget some of the things that I even wrote down. So every day I have to look at this. I want to share with you real quick. I'm going to share my screen. This is the list I created for a strong daily routine. And then I want to get you into some content. So I'm going to be showing up here every morning. This is, let's see, let me share that. There you go. This right here is practice gratitude daily and frequently. Awareness of negative thoughts, reframe. So like I said, sometimes I have those thoughts that still come. So I have to reframe. I have to figure out how. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Set achievable goals. I know some people that what they do is they set ridiculously high goals, which is great. Nothing wrong with setting high goals. But when you set a goal so big and then you're so far off all the time, it makes you start to lose confidence in the goal. You start to lose, it actually will affect you. Practice mindfulness meditation. These are things I do every single day. Surround yourself with positive people. Like here you are, you're on a 6 a.m. call, listening to me talking about mindset. Like, okay, why not? Right? Surround yourself with, educate yourself on finances, budget, investing. I grew up really, really poor. We grew up really, really poor. So I wasn't around a lot of money. I didn't study money. I didn't study investing. When I was younger, I had friends that went out and bought multifamily buildings. I saved money. So, 10 years later, I had a friend, he had 2 3-family buildings. I had $200,000 sitting in the bank. I didn't know anybody. Nobody taught me that. That $200,000 sitting in the bank, yeah, it was decent to have $200,000, but his buildings equated to over $500,000. Andy lived for free. So think about that. Nobody ever educated me on finance. Give. This is another one. Give. We should be giving every day. Give. Practice giving. I didn't grow up giving. I had to practice. I had to learn how to give. Seek professional help. You may need to seek professional help, right? Maybe. Okay, if you do, then do it. There's no shame in the game if you need to. I know for years I beat my head off the walls. I use a coach personally. I use a coach. But you can, some people may need a therapist. Some people may need a counselor. You can use a coach, right? So those are some of the things that I like to share as my to help fix, my mindset when it's off a little bit, because it gets off. Now, a couple things I want to do. Number one is, you guys know I am right now. I am going to be auditioning for the Greatest Speak Off, and I went last night and I redid my whole talk over. Completely redid the whole thing over again. Now I got to get through this thing in 1 minute. So I'm going to go through it with you. I'd love to get some feedback. Let me know what you think, if you can, in the chat. As a matter of fact, if you're here, drop in the chat. Drop a thumbs up or a fist bump or something. Drop something in the chat. Let me know who's here. I see there's people on here. Let's see. Get in the conversation. I'm going to drop something myself. You know what? By the way, we're doing a webinar. So I'm doing a webinar on Wednesday on handling objections, which is what I do. I help salespeople with customer acquisition and closing more sales and making more money and being more committed. That's ultimately what I do. And so Wednesday at 2:00, we're dropping a webinar. You go to davidsfreewebinar.com. I dropped the link right here in the chat. Join us on that webinar. There's no cost to join us. And I'm just going to break down how to handle objections. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm going to do my 1 minute. It's a 1 minute talk. I'm going to do my 1 minute talk. And if you always want, you can give me some feedback. All right. I'm going to put a timer on. I may actually just read it this time, only because I haven't memorized it yet. Let me see what I can do. All right, ready? Are you committed? Picture a scared little kid on the phone with the police. He says, "Please help, my dad is going to kill my mom." And then he runs back to his house as fast as he can, dashes through the window, jumps in bed, and hides under the covers. My name's David Hill. 40 years ago, I was that little kid. But that experience set me up for an 8-figure sales career. I learned how to use that phone and turn those challenges into opportunities. I've helped thousands of salespeople earn more money, get more committed, and close more sales using the phone. Now, some of you aren't making your calls. See, I went way over time. Now I'm going to start over at the beginning again. Okay, so I appreciate you guys. If you want to give me some feedback, that's great. Give me some feedback. I'm going to start at the beginning again because I went way over time. Okay, I'm supposed to get that in 1 minute. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm just going to read it, and then I'm going to go into some content in a minute. Okay, so hang with me. I appreciate you guys. I see we got like 8 people on here. That's awesome. So glad you're here. Ready? I'm going to start at the beginning again. I got to get this 1 minute, and I got to get it without reading. Okay, ready? Are you committed? Picture a scared little kid on a payphone with the police. "Please help, my mom is gonna." I said, "Please help." It would start over again. Are you committed? Picture a small little kid on a payphone with the police, says, "Please help, my dad is gonna kill my mom." And then he hangs up the phone, runs back to his house as fast as he can, climbs in the window, gets in bed, and hides under the covers. My name's David Hill. 40 years ago, that little kid was me. And since I built an 8-figure sales career, but more importantly, I've helped thousands of salespeople become more committed, close more sales, and make more money. And some of you right now aren't making your calls. Maybe you're scared. Maybe you haven't committed yet. It's okay. I get it. I was that scared little kid. But at one point, I made a decision, and I committed, and I climbed through that window. What window do you need to climb through? I challenge you to use my experience as proof that you can do anything when you commit. Right. I think it was better. Still struggling to get it within a minute. But I'm going to keep practicing this. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to keep practicing it. You know what I realized? I just got to keep cutting stuff out. Cut. It's like this thing was a full page. Now it's down to about a half a page. I got to keep cutting. That's what I got to do. I got to cut it up. I got to get that thing down to a minute. All right, now, so we've gone through that. We've talked about journaling, 2 journals, 1 personal. By the way, does anybody have any questions? Hey, what's up, Justin? Look at us. I see some people in the chat. I love it. Good. Justin, what up, my man? What's going on? Hey, you guys are welcome to come in too. If anybody wants to come in here, I can even drop a link in the chat if I can figure out how to do this. Is my second time doing this, so let me see. How do I invite? Let's see. Copy. You know what I'll do is I will drop this in the chat. Thank you. And if anybody wants to jump up quick, there's the link right there. StreamYard. Trelly, good to see you. Bullish Victor, good to see you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, I got to get this thing. So here's the cool news. I did the Great American Speak Off last year. Glenn Lundy won it. I've made it to the second round. And now I get to go to another round. But I had to cut my talk down, and so I had it all figured out, but I couldn't get it in a minute. So now I'm redoing it, trying to fit it all into 1 minute. All right, here's what I'm gonna do now. I'm going to play some of this Pat Quinn training, unless somebody comes up. If you come up, I'll see you. I'll let you in, no problem. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play for you some of the training, because this is what I do every morning. Every morning I get my mindset, get my head straightened out. So I use, here it is. So I not only journal, I not only meditate, I not only pray and read the scripture, but I watch and I read, but I watch something positive as well. So this is right now, this is Pat Quinn. And I believe we're going back to Pete Vargas, and this is on the 10X stages. So if you guys can hear this, let me know.
Just happened here. All right. Hey, if you're watching us online, we are thrilled that you are joining us. Why don't you type into the chat in 1 word, how would you describe the day so far? 1 word to describe how you would describe the day so far. You guys aren't online. All right, we are going to get started. I want to tell you a story about my business, because Pete told you earlier about how we met. And after I was a public school teacher, I started doing trainings where I was training people to become public speakers. And I thought a couple of things. First thing I thought is no one will ever pay me more than $200 for this training. And the second thing was that the only way to get customers was to sit down and have a conversation with them one at a time. And I held an event where I was training some speakers, and a guy there named Christian came up to me afterwards and said, "You got to meet this guy, a friend of mine named Pete." And my phone was blowing up after that, and Pete's phone was blowing up after that. He eventually called me, and we met that night at a sports bar. And my eyes were completely opened. Pete showed me the value of a stage to grow my business. I had these limiting beliefs about how fast I could grow and about how to grow. And in my best year ever, I was hoping to make $150,000 because I was going 1 customer at a time, 1 conversation at a time, just knocking them down. I'd close them when I'd talk to them, but that's as fast as I could go. And when Pete said, "You got to do this on stages, there's stages full of your buyers. What if we could put you on a stage in front of 100 ideal customers? What if we put you on a stage in front of 1,000 ideal customers?" It changed everything. Pete invited me to his first event. There were 27 people at that event. And you might think, 27 people, what a small event. How many of you would like to speak in front of 27 of your ideal customers? So I never make fun of a 27-person event. Now, I didn't have to pay. I thought I was the special one. He said, "You know, I'm going to let you come for free." What I didn't know is that 23 of the 27 of us got that special offer. And I remember it was at the Broadmoor Hotel in Colorado Springs. And I called my wife after night one of that event. And here are the words I said to my wife. She remembers the day. I remember the day. The words out of my mouth to my wife on the phone that night were, these guys think on a whole different level. This changes everything. Because it changed my mindset from one at a time to one to many. And when that happens, it allows you to change your pricing from I'm worth $200 to I'm worth way more than that. And it creates demand, and it creates a level of expertise. The person who is on stage is naturally more credible, naturally more expert, more of an expert, naturally more in demand. Prices go up. Think of the return on investment of one stage filled with 100 ideal customers. How many of those could you turn into actual customers? What if it was just 10%? What would 10 new customers mean to your business? In real dollars, in real cents, what would 10 new customers mean to your business? That's the power of being able to be on stages. And so the rest of the afternoon is going to be led by a guy who thinks on a whole different level. It's going to be led by a guy who will change everything in your business if you are open to learning it. Will you guys get on your feet and welcome back to the stage, Mr. Pete Vargas.
Hey, give some love to Pat Quinn. Give some love to Pat Quinn. You don't have to say no, but if you agree with this statement, say yes, okay? I didn't even say the statement yet. Thank you. I love it. Who said that? Will you buy my $1 million product? He said yes. That's not the statement. Do I take credit cards? Wow. Have you already got your money's worth just from what you learned from Pat Quinn? Do you think that's worth $6,000, or I guess some of you came in cheaper than that, which I was not made aware of, because this used to be a $12,000 workshop, but we wanted more people to have accessibility to it. Did you already get your money's worth? Would you already ROI that if you will just take what you just did and begin to implement it in one-to-one, one-to-many?
All right, let me pause for a minute here. Stop that. Come back to the video. So what I'm doing is every morning I'm popping on here at 6 a.m., taking you through, like I said, through the routine, just to start your day right? Like it's the morning motivation, so it starts with some journaling. I got my 2 journals I've already done, both, one's business, one's personal. I watch some positive content. Every morning I read. This is my book, The Sales Playbook. Usually I don't read my own book, but figured I'd share something with you from my book. Right now I'm reading multiple books. I have this one on my desk. It's a great book right here from Grant. I read, I do my prayer, and I always watch some content like I was just showing you. So right now, as I'm prepping to do my presentation again for the Speak Off, I figure, why not watch these guys? These guys are professionals. As a matter of fact, these guys are the judges. So if I'm going to be presenting in front of somebody and you have an opportunity to watch them, why not? Right? So that's what I'm doing here. I put together my talk. I still got to get it down to 1 minute. Maybe if it's okay, I'll try it again, and you guys can give me some feedback. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to keep showing up here every morning, 6 a.m. I think at one point today we had like 8 people on here. So whether we have 8 people or 800 people, or it doesn't really matter. I'm still going to keep showing up. Why? Because I'm doing it for myself. That's why. Doing it for myself. So I get up, I get my routine, I get to give back, which is what I do. If you look at my talk, right, the second line, it says, my name's David Hill. And 40 years ago, I was that little kid. And I built an 8-figure sales career using those things that I learned on that payphone. But more importantly, is I've helped thousands of other salespeople become committed, earn more money, and close more sales. That's what I'm talking about. And some of you aren't making your calls right now. Why? Maybe you're scared. Maybe you just haven't committed. And it's okay, because we all still have that little kid inside of us. But I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you to open that window and climb out, just like I did, and get committed. Some of you may need to use my experience. All right, so this is all over the place. Let me do it again. I'm going to start at the beginning. All right, I'm going to put a timer up. If y'all want to give me some feedback, give me some feedback. I appreciate it. What am I doing is I'm getting ready. If you don't know, I'm doing another talk. I just went and redid my full talk for the Speak Off. All right, let's see if I can get through this thing. At least one time, I got to get through this thing without looking at my notes. As a matter of fact, let me see. It all started at the payphone. Okay, ready? Are you committed? Picture a small kid at a payphone on the police. Please help. My dad is going to kill my mom. He then hangs up and runs back to his house as fast as he can, scoots in the window, jumps in bed, and hides under the covers. My name's David Hill. 40 years ago, I was that little kid. But I took that experience and turned it into an 8-figure sales career. Man, how can I not remember? Oh. I can't do that in the competition, my friends. I can't do that in the competition. All right, let me start over again. Cancel. All right. But what's more important is I've helped thousands of salespeople get committed, earn more money, and close more sales using the phone. Next step. Some of you aren't making your calls. Maybe you're not committed. Maybe you're scared. It's okay. We all have the kid inside us, the kid who hid under the covers. I was, but I came committed. All right. I think I got it. Appreciate you guys. All right, ready? I'm going to try one more time, and I'll be back tomorrow. Keep trying until I get it. All right? That's it. You just don't give up. You ever heard that saying, you haven't failed until you've given up? You haven't failed until you've given up. This is my book right here. See, that's me on the back cover. That's me right there. I didn't have a beard back then, but it's my sales playbook. 11 simple strategies to close more sales. Took me years. This is chapter 3. It's called Lifting the 800-Pound Phone. And I have my 5 ways to handle call reluctance, fear of rejection, lack of role acceptance, not knowing what to say, overanalysis, and then fear of success. Bang. All right, ready? I'm going to do it again. Are you committed? Picture a small kid on a payphone with the police. Please help. My dad is going to kill my mom. He then hangs up and runs back to his house as fast as he can. He jumps through the window in bed and hides under the covers. My name's David Hill. I was that little kid 40 years ago. And I took that experience and built an 8-figure sales career. But what's more important, I keep forgetting right at that spot. It's so weird. I got to fix that. All right, I'm going to start at the beginning again. Let's start at the beginning. All right, so let me see. So, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4. It all started on that payphone. Okay. All right, I'm going to start at the beginning again. Are you committed? Picture a small kid on a payphone with the police. He says, please help. My dad's going to kill my mom. And then he runs back to his house as fast as he can, climbs through the window, jumps in bed, and hides under the covers. My name's David Hill. 40 years ago, I was that little kid. And I used that experience to build an 8-figure sales career. But what's more important is I've helped thousands of salespeople get committed, earn more money, and close more sales. Now, some of you right now aren't making your calls. Why? Maybe you're scared. Maybe you just haven't committed yet. And that's okay. Because you remember, I was a kid hiding under the covers until the day I climbed out that window. So what window do you need to climb through? I challenge you to use my experience that you can commit. All right. Getting closer. Getting closer. Getting closer. All right. I think I may just end at what window do you need to climb through? And then I got it. So anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out. It is 6:30. I hope you got some value from today. You know, it's just a different, more positive way for some of you guys to start your day. So join us. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to watch some more content right now for a little while. And then I'm going to go exercise, get to the gym, and work out. Appreciate you guys. Have a great, great, great Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hey, and don't forget on Wednesday, 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 p.m. I am going to what does that say? Hold on. I got some feedback here. It says bullish, perfect intro. Thank you, sir. Well spoken. You should put a timer and summarize your own words without looking. Yeah, absolutely, Simon. Thank you for that. The paper should contain headlines that illustrate what you want to use. That's a good point. So just like bullet points, you can do it. Yeah, I know. Amen. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Y'all, good to see you today. I'm glad so many of you popped on. Trelly, good to see you. Justin, good to see you as well. Simon, thank you for popping on. Good to meet you. Bullish Victor, thank you as well. Good to meet you. Appreciate the feedback. And I'll be back tomorrow. If you want to join us on tomorrow's webinar, just go to davidsfreewebinar.com. davidsfreewebinar.com. I'm going to be breaking down how to handle some of those sales objections, like from not just from my book, but also I deliver some curriculum from Cardone, and so we're going to be breaking those objections down for you. Appreciate it. You know what? Let me do one more. I'm going to do one more time, okay? Let me go through my thing one more time, see if I can get that in a minute. Paper being put away. Simon, thank you. See if I can get the sequence down. Ready? Are you committed? Picture a little kid on a phone with the police. Help, my dad is going to kill my mom. He then runs back to his house as fast as he can, climbs in the window, jumps in bed, and hides under the covers. My name's David Hill, and 40 years ago, that little kid was me. But you know what? I used that experience to build an 8-figure sales career. But more important, I helped thousands of salespeople get committed, earn more money, and close more sales using the phone. Let me ask you this. What calls are you not making? What are you not doing right now that you know you need to do, that you aren't committing to? Maybe you're scared. Maybe you're not confident. It's okay, because I was the kid hiding under the covers. My question is, what window do you need to climb through? All right. I'll be back tomorrow and I will do better. I promise. I will be back tomorrow and I will do better. I promise. I'm gonna get the bullet points down for this thing, and I will get this thing within a minute. My friends, have a phenomenal day. I appreciate you being here today. You rock. Make sure you do something great today. Peace.